Software isn't dead, but it is becoming more honest. The article we're going to be going over today here, Proxy Tech. I read all the newest tech, software, AI updates so you guys don't have to. I came across this article, thought it was a little interesting. Want to go over a few takes I got on it. A little bit shorter, but I do think it's some good food for thought. Have you heard? Sold the software is dead. A lot of these essays come from investors, to be fair, who, to be fair, benefited most from sold the software explosion over the last 15 years. But will I agree? The subscription-based billing side of SaaS is reaching its expiration date. I started to believe that's actually a good thing. Software isn't going anywhere, but the business model underneath it is finally evolving. We often conflate SaaS with fixed subscriptions, but they aren't the same thing. At its core, SaaS was a shift in how software was accounted for, moving it from fixed capital expense to the old license and maintenance era where you bought hardware and paid a massive upfront fee to a recurring service. But not all software businesses are SaaS businesses, and not all SaaS businesses have to be tied to a fixed subscription. The panic we're seeing right now is coming from the realization that the recurring doesn't have to mean predictable seat-based billing, even if investors want it to. For a long time, seat-based enterprise software was a fantastic deal for vendors and a mediocre one for customers. It created shelfware licenses bought just in case that It created shelfware licenses bought just in case that sit idle, never get activated, yet keep the recurring revenue ticker moving. We've all seen it. A company trips the core, adds a few dozen seats, and no one actually uses it. One base billing changes the dynamic. Instead of paying for potential capacity, you pay for what you actually accomplish. I was an early investor in Metronome, acquired by Stripe, which pioneered metered or usage-based billing. They took off because AI companies like OpenAI and Anthropic needed to align their own infrastructure cost with their consumption. It's hard to charge customers per token if you're stuck paying a fixed flat subscription for the underlying pipes. Usage-based billing is a big step in the right direction. You're paying for consumption, but you're still not necessarily paying for the results. What we accepted, look at the account-based marketing space as an example. Platforms like 6 Sense, Demandbase, Terminus charge $100K per year based on the number of accounts you want to target, which platform tier you choose, and how many seats you need. But here's what's crazy. These platforms promise to drive qualified pipeline. That's literally the entire value proposition. Yet they're priced on the access to features and account volume, not on the pipeline that they actually generate. So it's almost like they're charging you before you even get what you're looking to get. You could run campaigns for a full year that produce 0 qualified opportunities and still owe the full subscription. The vendor has no skin in the game. This is the model we accepted as normal, and it's finally starting to crack. Why couldn't we do this before? I often hear founders and the other hyper-rational type ask why we haven't always billed for outcomes. The answer usually is it boils down to the technical limitations and risk. Historically, vendors needed that predictable subscription check to survive. We couldn't reliably measure or generate outcomes because there are too many uncontrollable variables. And if we couldn't prove the software caused the win, we defaulted to the safest model: pay us every month, regardless of what value you're getting. I don't think the future is a binary choice where no one gets paid unless the result is perfect. That's not how business works. The real future is likely a hybrid base fee that covers a controllable input or the controllable input, the actual hours and effort, plus an outhead base kicker for the win. This aligns incentives properly. The vendor is protected for their work, but they're also rewarded for the actual result. Everybody wins. So what the future of SaaS looks like, I recently invested in a company that does ABM called Hyper GTM, which feels significant because I so rarely invest in MarTech that is already putting this into practice. When you look under the hood, they aren't just selling a tool, they're committing to a target. They use a blend of technology and strategy to say, we're going to hit the number we agreed on and we'll use our tech to bridge the gap. For example, they commit to generating at least 9 meetings from an initial sample of 30 targets accounts, or 3x more sequels from conference trades and events. Customers pay a base service of $650 per account, which covers the research, outreach, and gift delivery. Then there's a one-time base kicker of $4,000 per meeting when Hyper GTM books a qualified meeting with an executive. This isn't just a better deal for customers, it's a massive opportunity for the companies that move first. Today, everything is a race. And for the first time in a long time, it seems like the race is open to everyone. Okay. Software isn't dying, it's getting more honest. We're moving towards a world where we pay for the work, the base, the value. So we pay for the work, which is the base, the value, which is the outcome. And subscription-based billing won't remain the standard. And that's actually a win for everyone, including the investors who got used to predictability of the old model. They will eventually come around to see that companies are betting on the outcome-based models aren't growing just faster. They're creating definite moats that seat-based competitors can't match. I'll be honest with you. I fell off a little bit there towards the end. I don't know. I'm not the SaaS pro. I have a bit of understanding of the ins and outs of it, what they do, but yeah, I'm not that guy. So subscription-based models for SaaS might be coming to an end. I mean, okay. We'll see. And then let's read this. ChatGPT. Who doesn't love it, right? 1 minute read. OpenAI release 5.4. Introducing ChatGPT 5.4, 2 new API models, 5.4 and 5.4 Pro. Also available in ChatGPT and Codex CLI. It beats the 5.3 on all relevant benchmarks, and I wonder if we'll get a 5.4 Codex or a model, or if that model line has now just been merged into the main. Here's a pelican drawn on a bicycle, 5.4. And here's one by 5.4 Pro, which took 4 minutes and 45 seconds and cost $1.55. So it's just more vibrant, more color. Bike's got the spokes or the outline. Rubber tires. Hold on, how is this dude driving this? Okay. And then I guess let's see, what else? Is there anything else worth reading? I guess I'll take a look at this real quick. I have to. Microsoft next console will play Xbox and PC games. I could have told you that. Last summer we are at ours made the argument that the company's new Xbox console should give up the walled garden approach and just run Windows Ready. Now newly named Microsoft executive Vice President for Gaming Asha Sharma has strongly hinted that this is indeed the direction Microsoft is going, saying its next generation console will play your Xbox games and PC games. So it's a budget pre-build PC. Is that pretty much what I'm hearing? Sharma's statement leaves a little wiggle room for the Project Helix to be something other than a full-fledged Windows-based living room gaming box. The console's access to PC games could also be limited to what Microsoft's existing streaming solution via PC Game Pass, for instance, or games designed for Xbox or games designed for Microsoft's own Xbox branded PC SDK and the PC Xbox app. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you guys have seen the new CEO. Apparently, she was AI CEO before. So I guess I mean I'm not really on the Xbox too much no more, to be honest with you. I'm mostly on the computer when I do play games, and just on the computer just for work and school. So I'm not on the Xbox too much. I heard a lot of people are not too happy for the fact that she was full-fledged CEO for like AI before, has no relative background in gaming. But I don't know. I mean, you could look at Rockstar CEO, if I'm not mistaken. He never plays video games, right? But obviously, you could say he's got the experience of video games now because he's been in there forever, right? Unless didn't they switch CEOs not too long ago, or am I thinking of something else? Anyways, I don't know. Let's look it up. Why not? Sam Hauser. Okay. Okay, he's been there 26 years, so I'm thinking of somebody else. Who did I see then? I've seen some guy in a video. He was doing like a podcast interview talking about Microsoft, saying that he was in the movie industry before. I don't know. Anyways, well, those are the topics I got for today. Let me know what you guys think. I know this one was a little bit more, definitely a little bit more snooze festious for sure. Um, I mean, it's exciting stuff from a sense. I mean, if this is true and we don't get that subscription based billing in the future and it's going to change up subscription models, I guess that's good for everyone. From the technical standpoint, a little bit more snooziest for me, if I'm being quite honest. So I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. I'm not the SaaS Pro. If you guys know a little bit more about that, let me know. Let me know what you think about the new ChatGPT model and Xbox might be in a hybrid PC. See you guys in the next one.